Hey, I'm John, and this is the Wooden Nickel Workshop. You know, life is kind of funny sometimes. 20 years ago, if you were to ask me, what I'd be getting ready to do right now, school getting ready to ramp up, here we are in August, I probably would have said something like, getting ready to go sit through an 8-hour-long, boring in-service for the beginning of the year school teachers. But, I really seriously doubt I would have said, well, naturally, I'm building pig pens. That definitely wouldn't have crossed my mind at all. So life definitely has a funny way of turning the tables around, because I have spent the last 20 years as a teacher in West Virginia, back home West Virginia. But these days I'm not doing that. I'm not even close to the teacher. I'm more of a student, and I can tell you right now, when it comes to like raising pigs and stuff like that, I don't know anything. No, zero. I've read a few books. I've taken some classes through, online extension agency in the state. But reading something and, watching a YouTube video about how to do it and actually doing it are two completely different things. And, pigs, they don't care how many YouTube videos I've watched or how many books I've read. So, my learning on this is purely academic. It has nothing to do with practicality. I'm willing to try, and I'm willing to work, and I'm going to give it a go. But really, the pigs are going to be the teacher now. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I've located some pigs. I'm going to go pick them up tomorrow, and I've got, if you've been following along, I got the shelter built. I got the pig pen put together as best I know how. So today, just kind of make some final preparations for going to pick the pigs up tomorrow. It's like I said, if you've been following along, we've already built the pig pen itself. We've got just set a few fence posts and T-posts, put up some 16-foot hog panels, and added a training wire for electric fencing, and built the cedar A-frame shelter. So those took about a day, maybe a little bit longer than I expected, but it's kind of seems how every project around here seems to go, trying to teach me a new lesson. Sometimes that lesson's on how to actually do it. Sometimes it's about having patience, and sometimes it's buying the right size bolts before you have to drive 30 minutes back into town to get the ones you need. So today, I guess I'll start with making sure the pigs actually have something to eat. From what I understand, pigs are pretty enthusiastic eaters, so I've picked up just enough feed to get started. Here you see I got a 50-pound sack of grower feed. From what I understand, the pigs will be like 11 weeks old, and that's the one we're looking for. So got it in this metal trash can. Hopefully that'll keep the critters out. So this is the feed container. Nothing too fancy. Just something practical to dump a little feed over the electric fence so I don't have to get in. Let me know, is this big enough for 3 pigs? Maybe I need to make more of a trough eventually. Let me know if this is big enough. Next priority is water. Just like us people, pigs need clean water available at all times, so I got a waterer ready to go. Getting it set up here where it'll be easy to refill. If not, we'll have to move it, and that's kind of becoming the unofficial motto around here. We'll move it if it don't work there. All right, so here's the electric fence that's coming off of this one pasture. We buried a line under the ground, obviously here, and it's going over to the pig pen. I was a little bit nervous about this, energizing the fence for the first time. Hadn't really ever did anything like that before. But I just got a single wire on the interior of the pig pen. It's not meant to hold the pigs back by brute force. It's, there to teach them kind of where the boundary is. I've heard that pigs are incredibly smart. Well, I guess we'll find out pretty quickly whether they're smarter than I am. I'm hoping that the answer is that I'm at least a little bit smarter than a pig. So hopefully this will keep them contained. I had a little meter doodabber thing that you can put on the wire, and it'll tell you what kind of voltage you get. I'm getting 8,500 volts on this single strand of wire. So I wasn't really keen on testing it out myself. So I guess we'll find out when the pigs get in there how well it works. And the last little touch for the pig enclosure is to put some fresh hay in the shelter. The cedar A-frame should help keep them dry, and the hay will give them a comfortable place to bed down. You know, seeing everything really come together is pretty satisfying. You know, like a week ago, this was just a patch of ground. Now it's starting to look like a place that can house something. So, you know, one thing I've realized through this whole process, it's okay to not know everything before you start. You know, being a teacher for 20 years taught me something that still applies today, and it's the people who learn the most aren't usually the ones with all the answers. They're the ones willing to ask questions, make mistakes, keep trying. And that's kind of what this is becoming for me. It's not a place where everything goes perfectly, but it's a place where I'm learning. So if you've raised pigs before, I'd love to hear your advice in the comments. And if you're just getting started like I am, you know, welcome aboard. Probably going to make a few mistakes, hopefully not too many, and maybe we can learn a little something together along the way. So on the next video, the pigs are finally going to arrive. You know, I've been planning for this day for quite some time. I honestly can't wait to see the pigs in their enclosure, getting settled into their new home. You know, I still am trying to figure this out. I'm not really entirely sure what I'm doing, but if you'd like to follow along and learn along with me in this whole homesteading adventure together, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today here in the Wooden Nickel Workshop. I'll see you in the next one, and don't take any wooden nickels. See ya.